Good day, sports buddies. I'm Neil Bravo. And good news for Philippine sports. We have a piece of refreshing news coming in on Wednesday, 10th of June 2020, when President Rodrigo Duterte officially signed into law Republic Act 11470, otherwise known as the Act Creating the National Academy for Sports, or NAS. Okay, so today we're going to talk about this NAS, and it's all over the newspapers now. It's all over in the online editions um, of the news organizations in the Philippines. There's Spin.ph talking about it. There's Philippine Star. There's Inquirer, and of course Edge Dava talks about it. And then there's a statement coming from the PCOO. But let's try to break down what is the NAS for everyone to understand what this law means and how is it significant, especially for sports enthusiasts. Okay, so when the news broke out that President Duterte has signed this law, I actually spoke immediately to PSC Commissioner Charles Raymond Maxi, and I'll try to play that video later. So he said this is a welcome development for sports. Actually, he said he was in a celebratory mood. He said it's a great day for Philippine sports. All right. So let's have an overview of this law. Okay, the NAS Act, Republic Act 11470, the act creating the National Academy for Sports. Okay, so it says that under the new law, the NAS, National Academy for Sports, is tasked to implement a secondary education program that is integrated with a special curriculum on sports to help young Filipino athletes develop further their sporting skills. Okay, so it actually is a secondary education program. So this is for high school students. So if you are an elementary athlete and aspiring to go level up in your sporting skills, this is the way to go. Okay, so RA 11470 grants full scholarship to qualified student athletes. You see, it's great news for someone who is talented in sports, and this could be the way to an education. This could be a way to a good career, not just in sports, but professionally. Now, the main campus of the NAS will be established at the newly constructed New Clark City Sports Complex in Capas, Tarlac. Okay, we know that was the venue of the Southeast Asian Games last year, where the Philippines won the overall championship. It's a sprawling, brand spanking new sports complex, and of course, we should maximize that space. So the NAS will utilize the new Clark City Sports Complex so that it won't become a white elephant like most sports complexes that governments build in the past. Okay, so according to the law, it would be equipped with the necessary sports facilities, housing, and other amenities that are based on current international standards. School buildings with a sufficient number of classrooms and facilities will also be constructed at the complex. So that's where the student athletes will be going. They'll be concentrated in that particular campus. Now, the NAS will be attached to the Department of Education. So the curriculum will still be run by the DepEd, and it's basically structurally formatted so that it caters to the needs of student athletes. Okay? Now, the DepEd, in close coordination with the Philippine Sports Commission, or PSC, is directed to develop the athletic skills and talents of students in facilities at par with international standards. The DepEd Secretary will chair the Academy's Board of Trustees, while an executive director appointed by the education chief has an expertise in sports will be the head of the NAS. Okay, so the DepEd will oversee its operations, and then there's an executive director who will run the NAS. Okay, so the new law allows the Academy's board to approve the hiring of licensed foreign coaches, trainers, and consultants duly certified by PSC to ensure the international competitiveness of the student athletes. So there you go. The coaches there will be high standard coaches, high caliber coaches, trainers, and the consultants as well that will be hired to be part of the NAS team. Okay, so let's hear it from um, our sports leaders who reacted after hearing the news of the signing of this breakthrough law, the creation of the National Academy for Sports. Now, first, one of the authors of the law, Senator Christopher Bongo, he said, I firmly believe that with this law, we will be able to catch up with the rest of the world in terms of sports development. Okay, that is what he said. And he said, Senator Bongo still said, the establishment of the NAS gives student athletes a chance to enjoy a level of training at par with the best of the world and at the same time be given quality education. It's a very nice reaction there from Senator Bongo. And additionally said, it is about time that we establish a learning institution focused on sports. Ngayon na magkakaroon na ng National Academy of Sports, sabay nang mabibigyan ang mga kabataang atleta ng pagkakataon na mag-training at makapag-aral sa isang world-class na pasilidad at eskwelahan. Very well said. Okay. And we have a reaction coming from PSC Chairman William Butch Ramirez, and he said, yes, it will change the landscape, and we are elated to see the hard work of our leaders in the Senate and Congress come to fruition with the law. Okay, and Chairman Ramirez also said that he and the PSC board is committed in cooperating and coordinating with the implementation of the new law while recognizing its success as a vital boost to the country's sports development program and complementing the sports agency's efforts in line with its mandate to develop both grassroots and elite sports. Okay, so that's Chairman Butch Ramirez's reaction. And then we also have another reaction coming from POC President Abraham Bambol Tolentino. That's the leader of the Philippine Olympic Committee from the private sector side. He said this would benefit the country's grassroots development program the most. And like I said earlier, PSC Commissioner Charles Raymond Maxey, whom I spoke with last night, and he said, it's a great day for Philippine sports. The National Academy for Sports will surely boost our sports programs, especially in the grassroots level. So there's now a National Academy of Sports. Can we have your comment on this development?
Yeah, thank you for that, Neil. Well, of course, it's really a great day. Although we are in a pandemic, but that's a great news to come out today. The President signed into law the National Academy of Sports. And we are very happy from the Philippine Sports Commission, headed by our Chairman, William Butch Ramirez. Of course, we are elated, and we would like to thank the President himself and Senator Bongo for one of the authors of this law. Of course, we also would like to thank the other lawmakers for making this realized. This will now boost our sports development in the country. With this law, with this National Academy of Sports, we will produce more Manny Pacquiao's and Luigi De Vegas. At the same time, what's good about this law is our student athletes will be guided in education, which our students really, they need this in life. They may not end up athletes for the rest of their life, of course, but these athletes with education aspect of this law, they will end up doctors, lawyers, and even politicians. So this is really a great day for Philippine sports, and we are very happy with this development.
Okay, so That's the National Academy for Sports, and for everyone in the sporting community, everyone believes this is the game changer in Philippine sports. So once again, we thank our legislators for passing this law, the National Academy for Sports, and we thank the president for signing this into law. And hopefully, under the leadership of the Department of Education and the coordination of all the sports stakeholders, the NAS will be a huge success and will be a tool, the vehicle for the Philippines to finally bag that first ever Olympic gold medal. Okay, thank you so much, and that's the latest in sports. This has been your sports buddy, Neil Bravo.